We are on the fourth ideal in this recording, and it's about the return of Solomon. Verse 4 of chapter 6. You are beautiful as Tirzah, my darling, as lovely as Jerusalem, as awesome as an army with banners. The dream in chapter 5, verse 2 through 6:3 has ended, and we are back to reality. Solomon is seen as praising his wife and shows his unconditional acceptance of Shulamit in spite of the sexual adjustment problems. Solomon begins in verse 4, here we're looking at, to compare Shulamit with two of the most beautiful places in Israel. Tirzah was a beautiful oasis. After Solomon's time, it later became the first capital of the northern kingdom. Shulamit is as beautiful as the oasis of Tirzah and as lovely and pleasing as Jerusalem. Shulamit's beauty and loveliness together are as awesome as an army about to enter into battle, fully confident of victory. Solomon is totally vanquished by her beauty and loveliness. Verse 5, 6, and 7. Turn your eyes away from me, for they have confused me. Your hair is like a flock of goats that have descended from Gilead. Your teeth are like a flock of ewes, which have come up from their washing, all of which bear twins, and not one among them has lost her young. Your temples are like a slice of a pomegranate behind your veil. In verse 5a, Solomon cries out against the overcoming nature of her look. The Hebrew word translated confused is found in the Hiphil stem. It means to press overpoweringly against one. Thus Solomon is overcome by Shulamit. Such are the effects of Shulamit's beauty on her husband. The words in 5:7b through 7 are the same as those found on the wedding night in chapter 4, verse 1b through 2 and 3b. Solomon now repeats these words to her in spite of her excuses for refusing his sexual advances. He still treats her the same, showing his love for her is not based on her performance. He loves her now as much as he loved her on their wedding night. To him, she is still as beautiful as a bride, and his love is still unchanged. Thus, Solomon's love for Shulamit is unconditional and not based on a performance basis. Let's look at verses 8 and 9. There are 60 queens and 80 concubines, and maidens without number. But my dove, my perfect one, is unique. She is her mother's only daughter. She is the pure child of the one who bore her. The maidens saw her and called her blessed. The queens and the concubines also, and they praised her. In verses 8 and 9, Solomon compares Shulamit to the other women in the palace. Queens were the legal wives who were to produce children, and there were 60 of these. Concubines were those skilled in sexual performance, and there were 80 of these. These numbers show that the Song of Solomon was written in an early part of Solomon's reign, for in the end he had 700 wives and 300 concubines, according to 1 Kings 11:3. The maidens, or virgins, were those who were prospective concubines. Thus to Solomon, Shulamit was his beloved wife who had more to offer than the sexual experts, be they concubines or prostitutes. Shulamit was the unique one of her mother, so that even other relatives praised her. She was also praised by the other queens and concubines, even though she was their competitor. Shulamit was the preferred one of Solomon. He preferred her over the legal wives and over the sexually expert concubines.